Oh, you gotta hit, got it. Okay.
There.
Hello everyone. This is Tea Across the Miles with Lady Amy and Nancy. And I better switch my thing on the other screen before it starts echoing.
Yeah, I'm gonna put do not disturb on mine so I don't get cut off like that happens.
Yeah. But so we have lots to catch up on, lots of judgments to make on tea list.
Tell me who, I'll judge them quick.
Exactly. And we have teas to try and business to talk. So and you kind of have the schedule, our itinerary. You have it nicely.
I laid some things out, just some talking points, but
yeah. So first off, how are you, Nancy?
Well, my heart is all aflutter because I just feel like I've been racing around all day, especially this last hour, but I'm doing very well. Thank you. Business is good. Family's good. And you?
Good. Yes, I am doing very well. All that said, I'm also very busy. So essentially I plan to work on my website for 2 hours this morning, and 2 hours turned into 4 hours.
Exactly.
So I'm now 2 hours behind on my to-do list. But it's okay. I have time after this, and Piper, I don't have Piper tonight. And all the work that I got done was good. So I was trying to get up. I have, that's part of the things to catch up on, but I have some like new Jubilee stuff that's happening that I like put up on the website, and then I had to do the email and then the social media. So it's like, and of course, every time I tried to like use a picture on my website, it wasn't the right size, it wasn't the right size. It was just not formatting right. So I just went into Canva and formatted everything as Instagram size, and was like, just take that. I'm putting Instagram sizing everywhere.
Does that mean, are you talking square, like actual shape, or are you talking pixelation?
I guess pixelation probably. Gosh. And yeah, I'll say pixelation and shape. I think both of them, come into play. So the square seems to be the most versatile. So that is why. Yeah,
it does. I photograph a lot in square now, just because I know you and I both, we do a lot on Instagram, and it's an attractive size. It really is an attractive size for smaller single items, informational kind of things, memes, whatever, but
That's true.
Very good. Well, I may turn to you for help, because the whole pixelation, yes, I know I do a little photography and digital photography, but the whole pixelation thing, math and numbers in front of me, forget it.
Well, and it's like I would try to change it, but I use WordPress, and it's like you change the pixels on the one part and then it automatically updates the number it has to be on the other side, right? Like height and width or whatever. So I'm like, so you can't make it the exact same as another photo, or I don't know how to. So that's why I was like, we're going to Canva, because this is way too long.
I'm not familiar with that, so if I ever need something like that, I'll be calling you.
Yes, I will. Yes, I can show you the way.
Amy is always showing me the way from the beginning, from the 2 years ago this week, my launch of Cup and Crown.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
And going a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more every I'm seeing signs of good stuff. So
Right.
Okay. So tell me about your Jubilee stuff, or should we get going on tea?
Yeah, I'd say so. Let's just start our first cup of tea, and then we can talk Jubilee. Okay.
We can do that.
Okay. So our first one that I have chosen is called Blarney Blend, but let me tell you. So when I put it up on my website, it's going to be called Charming Castle.
Nice.
Thank you. Because I felt like it just seemed too, I don't know, almost seasonal or whatever. Like everyone would expect it to be only St. Patrick's Day kind of thing. Sure. And when I went to look up about the Blarney Stone, like I've heard of it. I don't really know what it is, or didn't know what the point of it was. So do you know? Because I'll tell you.
I have forgotten. My parents have been there. My mother has kissed it. That I can tell you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So it is Yeah, it's in Blarney Castle in Ireland. Ooh, that's hot. Sorry, my teapot handles. And let's see. You go there because it's supposed, like, if you kiss it, it's supposed to give you like charms and like it's basically supposed to make you charming, essentially.
Okay.
So yeah. So that's why I was like looking around. So I decided, all right, well, we're gonna call it Charming Castle because that's what
I love it. I love it.
That's what it is.
Awesome.
And so yes, so about this one, let's see what we're going to. So this one says it's going to be strong and brisk for a good breakfast tea. And let's see. So it's crafted using a variety of black teas from China, Kenya, and India.
Excellent.
Featuring rich notes of astringency and malt that Irish blends are known for.
Okay. It does sound like it smells like a solid and traditional black tea. I haven't steeped it yet. And Amy pointed out, which you can't see, I was trying so hard. There are teeny tiny little darling little green shamrocks in there.
Yeah.
So it is so darling. Those little lucky charms. They're my lucky charms. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say now that you say that, it does, it smells like black tea, but I feel like maybe it's the maltiness. It's like a hint where it smells like Irish breakfast tea. So
exactly. And I thought of you on St. Patrick's Day morning as I reached for tea, and I thought, no, gotta have Irish breakfast. And I wonder if Amy is having Irish breakfast this morning.
That's a good question. I don't remember what I did today.
Smells nice.
Because that was already last week, right?
That was all. Yes. That is how it's going. Yes, I have to question that. What month is it? What are we? What is it?
I only know the date because it's right there in the bottom of my computer corner.
Amen. Amen.
Yes. And I've been keeping my little milk in the refrigerator just like this so that I can grab it easily and add milk to my tea. So I've been adding milk. Good. Yeah, been adding my almond milk to my tea every morning. Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, if I just keep it here and don't have to pour it out of the container, it doesn't
it's convenient.
Doesn't seem so cumbersome. Or like pointless, because you like get the whole milk thing out and you're like, splash, splash.
Oh, I just don't think I can take the lid off the milk container today. Maybe after I've had my caffeine.
That's so funny.
You're killing me. All right. I will add a skosh of sugar. Is that not an Irish? Isn't that an Irish? I always thought it was sounded like an Irish term of measurement. Yes, skosh. Skosh. It was something I got from my husband when he was in flight school. I don't know where that came from. All right.
I jumped ahead. I already took a sip. I'm not going to say anything yet until you sip it.
Well, I love the color. It is a dark caramel.
So I'm not hiding anything bad from you. That's what I'll say. No.
I like it.
Yeah, I was like, it's really good.
I get tired of very flavored tea sometimes. Like you and I go for a lot of fruity, a lot of floral, desserty kind of drinks. And just, it's funny because most mornings I go for, this is what I want. I just want a good black tea, a little lemon and sugar in it. And that's the way I go. So this would definitely qualify. Yeah,
this one's great. And I'd say it's, it's like less strong than traditional Irish breakfast. So like you get a bit of the Irishness without like over, super strong.
I agree, but it also it lasts a long time on the palate. I've been watching that wine tasting show, and I'm like,
yeah. You use your wine knowledge
too. Yeah, that it starts off not overly strong, but a good punch of flavor, and it lasts a long time on the palate. It has a good color, a good aroma.
Nice, excellent.
Nothing farmy or fishy about this.
Gosh, I know, right? That was wild. I want to meet someone who enjoys that tea. I mean, there has to be someone. I mean, that's
Chinese. I'm telling you, yeah, because he was even when they did that tea where he had to do the tea tasting. I'm going back, people, to the wine show.
Oh, sure.
He doesn't consider himself a sommelier, but wine expert. Joe Fattorino, and when he went to China, wine is really kind of new to them, other than their rice wine or their sake. And they had to do a tea tasting, so he could get familiar with what their palates were. And things he was using to describe tea were asparagus and greens and like a fish and things like that. Yes, that is that market over there, because they do a lot of things that would want to be, I guess, complimentary with seafood and whatnot. So that's just my take. I don't know. I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about.
Flavors they're used to. No, that's fine. Yeah. So
I like that. I could do that again and again.
Yeah, this one's really good. So the Jubilee, I'll show off my things that I've been up to with the Jubilee. So first up, and this isn't for this way, basically it was like as a result of me doing other stuff. So I got heat transfer paper that can be printed out on your inkjet printer, and downloaded the Jubilee emblems, which you can do off the Jubilee website. You're allowed to do it. And so I was putting, I guess I'll show you. Okay, so I was doing it because I'm putting it on tea towels.
Lovely.
Thank you. But I had an extra one, then I was like, I have a white shirt. I really kind of want to wear a Jubilee shirt. And so I slapped this on my tank top.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah, and so then on the corner of the tea towel, I put a little Houses of Windsor thing.
Right. I know what your little symbol.
Yeah, there, hold it back by me. And yes, exactly. And then I have this one on the back of my tank top too. So my tank top is branded. So
cool.
I have that. And then Adele Frost from the Paper Fascinator. Have you had a chance to connect with her?
I have not. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Chaperoning field trips.
Yeah.
All kinds of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because that's what I'm going to be showing off. So, okay, what do I want to do first?
I think I saw a couple of her handy pieces in your recent
my post
on Instagram.
Yesterday. Yes.
So do show.
So this is going to be special packaging for like 5 tea bags. So this one has the Charming Castle blend in it. And then I made a little extra note that says front tea bag is for decoration only, because she like glues them in here.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm like, and I don't want to be blamed if that tea isn't tasty.
Right.
So and then I got these cute little guys, which I'm gonna like the little bag, the scalloped bag things.
Yeah.
So these I'm going to put like a couple tea bags and tie some like honey sticks to the back of it and like make it a little set.
Yes.
And then my favorite, because it's Jubilee. Let's see, it's way too bright.
A little hexagonal.
Yeah, hexagonal. Yeah. So even though it's really bright, so the right here is Lily of the Valley. So that's the Queen's official flower that I looked up. And then it says, so it's got little Union Jacks, and then you can't read this, but it says long may she reign. So it does that on each, it goes back and forth. And then Houses of Windsor's on the bottom.
Of course.
And let's see, what do I have in the top? Oh yeah. And then so I picked a special tea blend, which if I had picked it soon enough, I could have sent it to you in our tasting.
Next time.
But I picked a special tea blend that I am naming the Platinum Jubilee tea. So it's only going to be sold in these little guys. And then I'll have like a set where you can get like these and cookies and a spoon and honey and get like a little Jubilee celebration for yourself.
I love it.
So,
I love it.
Yeah. So that is
marketing.
I know. I was like, I'm like, it's just so cute. And I get so excited because she like, when we talked about the flowers, I told her I wanted the hexagon box, but I felt like it was a little plain, like the one that was just a sample.
Yeah.
And it was like, what else? And so she's like, well, I could put flowers on it. So we look up the flowers, and then I was like, okay, we'll take it and run with it. And then she sent me back the picture of this, and I was like, oh, the flowers aren't even like on one side. They're like over the edges. I love that.
She did a beautiful job. She did a really lovely job. Yes. I need to focus on how I can very specifically use something by her.
Yes.
Just not enough hours in the day lately, I swear.
I
Yeah.
I hear you.
That's awesome. And when is your Chamber of Commerce Jubilee celebration?
Yes, thank you. That is April 3rd, I believe. I just gotta check because it's like we have something at the beginning of May and it's in the beginning of April. And so I always forget which date is which. So in April, it will be April 5th. It's a good thing I looked because I was gonna switch them up. And the other thing is May 3rd.
Okay.
So,
right.
They're Tuesdays, yeah. So April 5th is where we're going to Gordon Ramsay's Fish and Chips place. It's at Icon Park. Yeah, nice. And I am doing the decorations, which, oh man, I was gonna grab it, of course. I knew there were like so many things I wanted to grab. I'll grab it in a minute, but I got a Jubilee flag, like a special big flag with the Queen and the Jubilee. Right. So it's like all these things that I purchased for that. It's like, I mean, they're not going to be a one-time use thing. Like I'll be hanging on to that.
Seriously, yes. Yes.
Yeah. So
background, you know.
Right. So that will be fun. And then let's see. Oh yeah, well, so I've been very busy with the British Chamber here lately because we've been getting off the ground the basically launching the event that's happening May 3rd, Tuesday, May 3rd. So that is our business expo. And this year we're theming it Overcoming Adversity in Today's Business World. So we have speakers lined up and we have like, you know, booths, vendor spaces to sell, sponsor spaces. And yeah, so anyway, I've been like a key part of like setting up the ticketing system and all kinds of stuff. So that like when I got to finally launch it, like Sunday evening, is like,
yeah, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure. Yes.
Yeah, it's like, all right, now just sell all the stuff, sell all the tickets. That's the easy part.
Yeah, it's the ordering, knowing how much you need to order, and yeah, that's why I came in here a little jittery.
Yes. So tell me. Okay, so why don't we let our next one, Steve, tell me about your Mother's Day boxes and your possible Mother's Day boxes woes.
Yeah. Well, let me back up and say that I had a very successful bridal shower tea party a couple weeks ago. Loved it. It went extremely well. And yeah, it was good. And it was not far away. I seem to get a lot of requests. Like I just got one on Friday.
Yeah.
From Columbia, Maryland. That's a solid hour on a good day of traffic.
Yeah.
So, you know, I emailed her and I said, these things are best served in a conversation. And I actually called and I haven't heard back. So I'm like, wipe off the slate. You know, I've done my part. But I have one coming up that's here. It is 6 minutes away. She's a repeat customer. She bought one of my Christmas boxes for her husband last year.
Awesome.
There was a price haggle, which again, it's like, you know, that nobody knows just what you put into things.
Right.
But I'm not paying for the gas 45 to an hour away. She's right here. She's a repeat customer.
Right.
And I would love to get a really good reputation in this area for doing such things. It is only a cream tea. She will do the rest of everything else. And to really promote, I actually offered her 2 more baked goods to throw in for free, because I'm using this as, I really want to get in good with this.
With this. Yeah.
Some good signs already that I am making a name.
Yeah.
I had participated in the elementary school as a fundraiser. I offered a tea tasting for 6.
Oh, great.
And I offered, and it got some decent response, but I got a text message last Friday morning from Lake Braddock, which is our high school where my son goes. And they're the ones that I partnered with in the past to sell my boxes and to advertise.
Okay.
And my friend said, you need to see how well your package is doing. She said, it's one of our 3 most popular items and generating a lot of interest. And it's almost maxed out the max bid. Unfortunately, I don't get a penny of that, but the fact that people are bidding on it and are interested, showing me that I am getting a name out there. There is interest in this, and
you're in a good market.
I am, and then I'm getting it. I'm slowly but surely it's coming along, and so I was very encouraged and very excited about that. So
that's awesome.
So those are the things I'm doing. So I don't want to oversteep my tea here, and I will tell you about the momentarily.
Very light color. So this one is. So this one is so it's Margaret's Hope Darjeeling tea. So first of all, for anybody watching, the reason why I chose this one and the next one is because I feel like I don't have a lot of experience with Darjeeling or Oolong, which is the next one, but I hear them thrown around all the time. But then of course, doing it my style, I want to find a cool flavor of one. So I found this one. And so I know you said that you had heard a different story about the name Margaret's Hope.
I'm not sure that I did. A lot of times teas are named for the estates from which they come, and I thought maybe that was here, but you tell me.
Okay. So during the 1930s, there was a garden owned by Mr. Bagden who lived in London but visited the tea garden regularly. And he had 2 daughters. So the younger daughter was named Margaret, who when she saw the tea garden fell in love with it and hoped one day she would have an opportunity to return. So sadly, she fell ill on the ship during the return trip to England and died soon after. I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but it's like.
Yeah, it should be Margaret's tragedy, not Margaret's hope.
So in her memory, her father changed the garden's name to Margaret's Hope, and it is believed that she visits the estate bungalow from the western side, coming through the main, not that we know the location, but coming through the main guest room and leaving from the study through the veranda to the tennis courts.
Very specific.
Right? Yeah, I know. So let's see. It says, so the bushes at Margaret's Hope are almost entirely Chinese jet. I don't know what that is. But basically has a green leafy tipped appearance. And let's see. So do you know what it is about, I guess, Darjeeling that is special?
I know that there are like first flush, second flush, third flush.
Yes. Good job. I didn't know. I read that in here. I didn't know that. Yes, this is a second flush.
So this is a second flush. Okay, so first flush is supposed to be like premium. And I'm not sure why. And I've never done a tea tasting where it's first, second, and third flush.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I know. I have Twinings Darjeeling in my tea box that I take to tea parties for anyone. I have it once in a while.
Yeah. Do they say that does Twinings reveal what flush number they are?
I don't think they can claim a flush because the tea in Twinings bags, that's powder form. So if you've ever,
yeah. So
there's orange pico flowering, there's that OPF, there's all these acronyms for it, and practically the lowest grade of, I hate to say, it's like powder form. You get it crushed into powder at that point.
Right.
Which is why I can't stand Keurig flavored teas. I used to love them. When I first started drinking tea, I'm like, oh, this is so easy and convenient. And then I started doing loose leaf, and I'm like, I can't take this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So I have a discerning tongue. Now. So I love the color in this. You can see that in here. This is more amber.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
And I'm going to liken the odor to, or the aroma, vegetable. It has a vegetable quality, doesn't it? Like,
yeah.
Asparagus.
Yeah, because it's not like sweet or anything. Yeah.
All right, well, I've already added my sugar. I hope that wasn't.
I did too, but it still I don't think it tasted like a vegetable.
No, it's not as robust as the black tea.
Right.
Yeah, I know it's a black tea. I shouldn't say that, but
it's definitely on the light side. Yeah.
It is on a lighter side, yes.
So I can tell you the three main stages for producing good quality Darjeeling, since you already are familiar with the flushes. So first flush is springtime harvested teas from late February to mid-April, and the young leaves yield a light tea with generally intense muscatel with point, a gentle afternoon tea. Do you know what muscatel?
That's like a grape. That's a muscatel grape, like wine.
Oh, generally intense muscatel with point. Okay.
I think I can.
And they put point in quotes.
Okay.
And then the second flush that we're drinking, so it's harvested in June, and these teas are more fully developed. So the liquor, am I supposed to say liquor or liqueur? It says the liquor is bright and the taste full and round.
Probably liquor, yeah.
Yeah, so the liquor is bright and the taste full and round. Excellent muscatel.
Okay.
A superb afternoon tea that is especially good with scones and raspberry conserve.
So I can because it's not overpowering, and raspberries are very strong flavor, but I can see what this.
Yeah, I can see that. And so then the third one is autumnal, but that one is not always available depending on the weather. And they are typified by a round taste and coppery liquor, and they are excellent as a breakfast tea.
I would say that would be along the lines of Twinings, because it does it blends darker than this, typically a little bit darker, and yeah. And I don't remember the vegetable or what they're going to call muscatel, and I'm going to call it asparagus. But but I do like it.
Yeah, and I like it too. Yeah.
If I could associate it being a lighter tea, meaning there's also less caffeine, then this would be a very good afternoon tea.
Absolutely. All right, so 2 for 2 so far.
2 for 2. And
the third one is the Oolong Orange Blossom Tea. So Oolong is another one that's a mystery tea for me that I've just heard a million times. And so before I read about this particular one, do you know what's special about Oolong, since you knew what was special about Darjeeling?
I don't. I know that it has to be steeped at a different temperature than green and black teas, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
And they say you're absolutely, what are you doing? You're absolutely not supposed to pour milk into an oolong.
Oh, I didn't. I was pouring my water.
That's what you're doing.
That's awesome.
You mid-pour.
But I'm glad you told me, because that would have been next. Yeah.
But I have to say though, and it's funny because this goes right along with it. I'm going back to the wine show again. So it's been fascinating. It's a fascinating show. It's very entertaining. And I'm not even that much of a wine drinker, definitely not a connoisseur. But they were saying, that, oh, well, you're really not supposed to have white wine with cheese. But now that there's a new audience and a lot of people coming around saying, yes, you can do it. And I'm thinking, that's like when I added milk to my green vanilla tea. You're not supposed to add milk.
Right.
It was outstanding. It was so good. So rules? Really?
I know, rules are, it's like more like suggestions.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, like if you're not sure which way to go here, default to this way. But
yes,
I don't really like red wine. So I will drink red wine or white wine with anything. So I don't care.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, a couple times they've had red wine with fish. It's been very interesting. It's a
Oh,
really
that's great. I never thought about it that way. Yeah. It's like
Uh-huh.
I drink, white wine with steak or whatever and cheese. Yeah. So that's funny.
All
So
right.
this one, okay. So this is it's called a Oolong Orange Blossom Estate Tea. And it says it's a wildly exotic tea with a toasty roundness and fruity jasmine notes. So let's see. It was created using semi-fermented oolong from Taiwan, known for a lively, full flavor with hints of berry jam and sweet floral undertones. So after extensive profiling, the flavor of orange blossom was recreated using a mix of jasmine and dried orange pieces, which is added to the tea. So it's rounding out the blend is a Ceylon black tea for some added depth.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so they're mixing up the teas.
They are mixing up the teas. So this is not a true oolong, but you should be able to taste the oolong. To me, oolong has oolongs I've had have a more earthy, herbally flavor to them.
Okay. I'm trying it without sugar or milk, and I can tell.
It's a lovely color. It's somewhere between the other two.
Yeah, you're right.
Like a light amber.
Yeah.
Or a dark amber.
That one's good. Now I have to sweeten her up a little bit.
Yes, exactly. I think
it's great. It's great. Just to sweeten it up.
I think the Ceylon is a good choice because that again it's a good neutral black tea in my opinion. That's most flavored teas that we get when you get your raspberry black tea or your strawberry tea, things like that. Those are Ceylons that are flavored because the Ceylon doesn't overtake the other flavors. Oolong, I think can sometimes, especially when it's loose leaf, it can be kind of strong, but like I said, jasmine, I'm definitely getting the orange notes out of this.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a lot better when you sweeten it. When I sweeten it.
I know, right? Well, Amy, you picked 3 very good teas.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean it was random picking.
But we've had tastings before where we go, ooh.
Yeah, I think usually there's at least one that is like, but like I feel like with all these 3, I could drink any of them.
Yeah.
Again, yeah.
I could. If I had to rank, I'd probably rank them in the order that we just tried them. I will say that it just your what'd you say, Charming Castle?
Charming Castle, yeah.
Charming Castle Blarney, which I thought was Bologna blend, Blarney blend.
That's my handwriting.
Blarney blend, just because I have an affinity for darker black teas. The Darjeeling is very good, nice and light. I could serve that at a tea party if anybody wanted something.
Sure.
And but the orange blossom, it's nice too. I can almost see this also being an iced tea because the orange is just faint enough. Oh, I struck a note.
They also say it's stunning as an iced tea. So look at you. It's like I give you a pop quiz without either of us even realizing.
Call me the tea lady. Exactly. It's like one of those blind tea tasting, but the blind wine tasting. This is a Shiraz from the North region of Australia.
That's awesome.
I don't think I could sip that middle tea and go, that is definitely Darjeeling second flush.
That'd be great.
I am not that good.
Not that good. Yeah.
I know a good tea when I have one.
Yes. So awesome. Okay, so wait, did you get to finish telling me about your Mother's Day box's woes?
Well, I'm trying to refine. Hey, sweetie. I'm trying to refine the tea tasting. I've asked Jose, I said, I need to actually run through because there are some logistics there. Like we need to empty the teacup, dry it out, or am I bringing 4 teacups for every person? That's 24 teacups because it's a tea tasting for 6 different teas.
Yes.
Do I want to do that or simplify and just because that you need a big table for that for 24 cups? Are you kidding?
Oh yeah.
So I need bowls if we're going to dump that out. I need some kind of wiping, something that doesn't leave a residue or lint behind. It might be nice to have a tea bag rest, which I already have some of those. I need to have good water. I've been thinking about having some things printed up, you know, just, I don't know. There are lots of things that, you know, I really could go into this, but it does include my tea and British trivia, I should say British tea trivia, and how tea typically relates to England, and traditions there. And so there are things like that that I really need to work on. So now I'm throwing this box out here to Sangster, to the elementary school, and I'm hoping to do a teacup and saucer.
Okay.
Local delivery only. I have learned from you. I'm not shipping. I'm not going to deal with that. If we can launch by April 1st, we have 3 solid weeks to take in orders, to advertise and take in orders through the school. I'd like to advertise it as Teacher Appreciation Day, which is in May, end of the year gift for teachers. It could be a graduation gift. It is a very feminine gift, I will say that. Could be a birthday gift, but Mother's Day as well. So if I can take orders between the 1st of April and the 24th, and then have everything ready to go, I'm going to try really hard not to pre-order supplies. I'd rather be able to have an idea of how much I need before doing that. And then I will do local deliveries by roughly the 30th of April, so that if anybody else wants to ship, they may ship. And that's up to them. If it's not packaged well, not me. So
do you
I will not be held responsible for broken cups that are shipped.
Yeah. Do you have the teacups and saucers
in mind?
In mind?
In mind.
Okay.
Most supplies I can get from online within a couple of days. I'm looking to include a green tea facial mask. Nice. Either white tea and ginger bath bombs, or lavender and chamomile bath bombs. I would use a tea mesh, the mesh tea ball, because most people do not have tea balls or a means for sleeping. And of course the teas. So it wouldn't be a huge package, but so I just have to find a good price point that still keeps it attractive, still puts money in my pocket for doing so, as well as giving a profit to the not profit, but a charitable donation to the PTA. Yes. I am so sorry. I have to put this on pause for 1 second.
That's okay.
Mommy time. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My calendar says it was that the appointment's up.
No, he needs it 4. Rasheed, he can't be there till 4. You're good. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So those are the things that, in addition to, I have 2 tea parties coming up in May. One is for my podiatrist, and the other is the cream tea for the woman not too far from here. So lots going on. Just
I know. So you've been,
not to mention mom duties.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so you've been busy because you have done, what is it? You're basically doing like 2 teas a month. Is that kind of the pattern, or is it?
It could be. I don't have any in April. I've had several requests for April, but I don't have any in April. The one for my podiatrist is supposed to be in April, and we had to move it. I'm surprised more have not come in for May and June and July at this point. So
right. Well, yeah, I was gonna say it might be a good thing if you don't have any in April, or only have one, since you're gonna be working on your boxes, your mother's boxes.
Yes. So I'm doing the substitute teaching, and which I've cut way back on.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, I just, for lots of reasons. But yeah, they're just. I heard you say that you wanted to spend 2 hours on the computer. I need to do a tea tasting page, and I would like to list the teas that they have to choose from. Maybe take some pictures of the teas, and that's no small feat. That is almost 3 solid days of work. Yeah, right there.
Are you talking about taking? Yeah, sorry. Are you talking about taking pictures of the tea as loose leaf?
That's what I'm. Yes.
Okay. Well, talk to me offline.
I do have a way around it where maybe it isn't my photography. Yeah, if that's where you're going, definitely. And I have taken that shortcut before. I want it to look somewhat uniform, though. That would be very nice. So if I could do it, then yeah. And I think I hear you. I have traveled down that path in my head already. I'm not opposed.
Okay.
I'm not opposed.
Perfect.
So,
That's great. And so let's see. So I know we have a list to review.
oh my stars.
Someone else's list to review.
Yeah. We've already been on here. I mean, Amy, the
I
things
know.
that you and I could talk about today are
I know.
unbelievable.
Do we have any royal news to discuss first?
I know that Kate Middleton looks like she has lost more weight. Not terribly unhealthily, but she's, they're touring Belize right now, and they're just too stinking cute.
Right. Yeah.
But she looks more fit than she's always looking fit. I don't know. She just looks like she's
always been thin.
Trimmed up a little bit more, to put it nicely.
Right. Okay.
I read that something about, is it, and by the way, is this your background? Is this a random home? Is this Windsor, or is this Isle of Wight? What is this?
I believe it's a random one that I got off of Google. Yes, this is, so I've been telling people, I'm like, so this is a new room in my virtual home. So this is my new library. I will show you, I do have a room in Buckingham Palace. So
I've seen that one.
Yeah, so this is my room, Buckingham Palace. I think you've seen definitely both my living rooms and my garden. I have some new like spring park trees as well that are in London parks.
Can I just tell you, that's what Virginia looks like right now.
Really?
Yes.
With the pink ones?
Our cherry blossoms are out everywhere.
Yeah.
Our pear blossoms, which are white, and I'm staring at 2 of them right now. But yes, they are. This is the earliest spring we've ever had. Everything's up: daffodils, tulips, crocuses.
Oh wow!
Trees. It's beautiful. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
I need to find a teacup that has cherry blossoms on it. I accept gifts. Not to you, Amy. I'm saying that to the vast audience.
Not some tea. Yeah. I've had some tea or like tea samples and things that I either didn't like or just never gonna get to it. That I've had for like, a few years. And the other day I was like, why am I holding on to this? And I had heard someone tell me before that even your used tea leaves are good to put out in the garden, like out around your flowers and stuff. So I went and sprinkled tea all over my flowers that I planted recently.
So you did. Okay. So I thought you were going to tell me something disastrous had happened as a result.
Oh, no, not yet. Yeah. So far, nothing's happened. I'm just saying I was out there sprinkling tea. Yeah.
That would be a cute post though, Amy. That would be something really interesting.
Oh, you're right. I don't think about this stuff. I know, I'm so bad.
I have a million brainwaves every day. Oh, I should do a post. I should do a post. I never have any time. I never have any time.
I know. So yeah, totally didn't even think about that. You're right.
You should.
I should post about that. Now, you said you were
tips from Lady Amy.
I know. So yeah, just don't use, I guess you can use my tea if you want to. It's just kind of an expensive tea to put on your flowers. But, I guess once you buy it, I don't care what you do with it.
I got a lead in for you. Are your plants tea drinkers?
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
See, beautiful. So then let's see. Okay, the tea list. Who was it that made that tea list?
All right. Well, I have the
article. Give them their due credit.
Should we really?
Yeah. I saved the email.
By Kristen Carley. And this was a website called The Tasting Table. And it is the 20.
Okay, yeah, I've got it pulled up now here. Yeah.
20 tea brands ranked from worst to best.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who the experts think they are. They did not call you, and they did not call me. But I went over this list, and I think it's very interesting. It says, for us, we love tea every which way and have really grown to love the ritual of drinking tea just as much as the actual beverage. So I will give them kudos for that statement, because that's one of the reasons that you and I are so enamored by tea, is also the ritual of
that's true, absolutely,
British tea drinking and things like that. It also provides a great supply of health benefits. Never been the reason I drink tea.
Nope, same here.
I keep the sugar
Everybody asks, and I'm like, literally every tea has different health benefits. You don't have to just drink one kind.
No.
Drink whichever one you want.
Precisely.
Benefits. Yeah.
Precisely. When we choose a tea brand, we're looking for a brand that has great taste without question, but we're also looking for a brand with a positive social impact and mission statement. Since tea must be harvested like other forms of agriculture, sustainability is important not only for long-term success of the tea company, but also for the quality of the tea that results. So it's more than just.
Okay, so I didn't realize they were judging it on that too.
Yes, there are lots of things that go into this. So some of these I've never tasted, never tried, and possibly never heard of. So number 20, counting down,
right?
Talbot Teas, Talbott.
Right.
I have never
I've not heard of it. It says it was a Shark Tank company. Yeah. So we'll go over them. The next one is 19 is Red Diamond, which I don't know, but it shows a bottle of iced tea. So this is where it's sweet tea. So this is where I'm already like, this can't be on the list. You can't have bottled tea.
Exactly. Not to mention it was founded in Birmingham, Alabama. Ooh, does that slam the people in the South? Sorry, I don't mean to.
Yeah. I guess it was at least the late 1800s. Like it's got a bit of a history.
Yes, it does.
But it also is very much Southern sweet tea.
Southern sweet tea. Yeah. Precisely. It says it carries a very limited product line. Offers 3 types of iced tea: sweet tea, unsweet tea, sugar-free tea, and sold in gallon jugs.
All right. Yeah. And like, if you're sold in gallon jugs, get off the list. I'm sorry.
Capital Teas. I don't know if you have Capital Teas where you are, Amy. Do you have Capital Teas?
Familiar. Yeah.
I have possibly sent you some samples of Capital Teas.
Okay.
The first figgy tea, figgy pudding tea I ever had.
Oh yeah.
Capital Teas.
Okay.
And Capital meaning Washington D.C. Capital. It is it says they're out of Annapolis, Maryland.
Okay.
They're expensive. They are loose leaf brands. They have franchises, but they have downgraded a lot.
Really?
There are very few that I can find anymore, but they would have some very delicious blends of tea.
Okay. So should they be higher on the list, would you think?
For me, yes.
Since we know what's coming, I mean, surely it could knock a couple down.
It could definitely. I would rank this as something reputable, as something dependable for good tasting, good flavored, quality loose leaf tea.
Right.
And tea products. Tea like steeping products and things like that.
Okay. Yeah, like your tea accessories.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the next one, 17, is Imperial Tea Court. Let's see, what does this say? It's the first traditional Chinese tea house in America. San Francisco.
Chinatown, San Fran, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, other than to just say those aren't my style teacups. In the picture. So
they have black, green, imperial, white, oolong, jasmine, yellow, pu'er, herbal, and blossom teas.
Okay.
I'd be willing to trust. I would trust that they're probably pretty good if they've been around a long time.
Right. Okay,
Argo tea.
Number 16, I'm excited to talk about because I used to work at Argo Tea.
No kidding.
Chicago. So
my birthplace. Keep talking.
Yeah. So, and in their picture, they show some of the RTDs, ready to drink bottles. That's and what's funny, look on the picture that says first flush Darjeeling, second flush Darjeeling. What a weird coincidence. I did not notice that.
So funny. You're right. You're right.
And that must be a newer thing because I don't remember those options at all when I worked there. But the mug of tea that is in the picture, I know we're not showing the picture to everybody else, but the mug in the picture, that is like made fresh in the cafe. So Argo Tea, essentially, even though they don't, there you go. Now we can see it. Thank you. So even though Argo Tea wouldn't like to be described this way, they essentially are a sort of a Starbucks model in the sense that it is a very casual cafe. You go in, you can get like little snacks and it's set up all the same way. It's just that they only have tea. And the way that they do it is they have all the teas like steeped. They basically steep really strong tea like every so often, and they like time it. They're like really particular about it. And then as people order the drinks, you put however much of that tea and then add in hot water. So it's like you're not making a whole vat of tea at a time. So you just make like the ones. And you also could go over to the wall where it had a ton of loose leaf tea and you could pick out your own. And they would go over there and steep you a personal cup. So so it was great. I worked in accounting in the basement in the State Street Cafe, and it was awesome. I mean, not working in a basement, but it was great because we could go up and we would get free tea all day long. So I drank so much Earl Grey. And they had an apple hibiscus one that was really good too.
Oh, that sounds good. So it sounds like you mentioned Starbucks. It sounds like Teavana, which used to be, is that not what Starbucks tried to start? Yeah,
so I guess, so Teavana, okay, so I'll have to ask you. So Teavana to me, whenever I saw it, it was in a mall and they basically just sold the stuff, but I didn't ever see anybody making drinks.
Okay. Right? I can't say.
Did you see any where they made drinks?
I remember passing a Teavana, and this was about the time that I really started to drink tea, but not paying too terribly much attention. And then the one in the mall closest to us, it closed.
Okay.
I was like, oh, let me go to Teavana, only to find it's shut down.
Right. Okay. I think they would have like sample cups out and stuff to try what they sold, but I do not recall it being like an actual cafe. They just wanted
that would be Capital Teas. That would exactly be Capital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes, that they would have the samples, but you were to, you got to buy the loose leaf blend that you wanted. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So Teavana, yes, Starbucks bought Teavana. And actually I was either working there still close to time, or I was still in contact with some of my friends that worked there. Because I remember it was kind of like, kind of like a wah when we found out Starbucks bought Teavana. So, it was like, well, we'll see how this goes. And in my mind, I have not liked any of the tea that I've tried at Starbucks. That's Teavana.
No, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's because they don't know how to do it, or if it's Teavana's tea that's being supplied or whatever, but not a fan.
No, and I have to say that I went to Panera this morning with a friend, and they just have Republic of Tea pouches for different flavors, the different flavors. And again, it's like, but you get the hot water, and you and I both know if it's really good taste, as they always say. I can't say that I live up to it on my daily tea drinking, but that your different teas need to be steeped at different temperatures for different times.
Right.
And I think that water, something tells me it's well over what it's supposed to be.
For sure. Tea, so. Yeah, it's probably like as hot as you're allowed to have.
Yeah, exactly.
in a public restaurant.
Yeah. Well, so you like McDonald's, so yes.
Yeah. So sorry, I stayed on 16 forever because I had to talk about Argo tea.
Yes, I'm glad you did. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Upton tea sounds too much like Lipton tea to me.
Well, that's funny. I think it sounds fancy, like Upton. I don't know, Downton, Upton.
Gotcha, like Upton girl. She's been
right.
Upton world. No, anyway.
But they look like. I mean, again, I don't know. I'm assuming the pictures they're using are the company's pictures, but
I'm assuming it says that one's from Instagram. Yeah.
So
founded in 1989. Ooh, it's a wee child. The company offers many tea flavors and cupping notes, whatever that is, via its website. Says we appreciate being offered. I don't know if I need this. Only carries loose leaf tea. Cha-ching. Get that click in the box there.
Right.
Which this person says, which we don't love. I'm going to read that statement again. However, Upton Tea only carries loose leaf tea, which we don't love. In our books, a true tea brand will carry tea in a variety of formats, including tea bags, the aforementioned loose leaf, and even iced tea to provide ultimate. If you're tea is loose leaf tea in a bag, I can
Yeah,
do
if they
that.
want,
But
yeah,
if
they
you're
want to
talking-
they want to provide ultimate access to us as tea lovers. It's like, well, then you're the wrong kind of tea lover. We don't accept you into our group.
Yeah, no, it is so convenient to be able to reach into a canister and pull this out and pop it in.
Right.
I get
Right.
that. But it doesn't take much more to scoop either. Now, like I said, if it's the same quality, like you've taken high quality
Right,
tea.
that's what I say. Yeah,
Yeah.
my tea bags are all filled with the exact same loose leaf tea.
Yes, exactly. So if that's what they mean by we don't like that, then I can understand the convenience to your customers to take that same high quality tea and pop it in a bag so it's easy to go. But as long as the quality of the tea is not compromised. And I hate to say this because I'm a huge fan of Twinings, most especially for its history. But you know, Twinings is a tea bag, and to me, I could not do Twinings in a store-bought bag compared to this.
Oh, sure.
No content. No content.
Right, right. So number 14, that was Bigelow tea.
Bigelow tea.
Which I was like, oh, are you kidding me?
What I said. That's what I said.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to branch off on this. I forgot. Give me one quick second.
Sure.
And I'm good. This is
So,
bring up.
Let's see.
Let's read a little bit about Bigelow, but I learned something recent about Bigelow. So this is 1945 in a New York City kitchen. Okay. So I have a friend here. She was highly encouraging of me to start this business. She and I, she was the first virtual tea I did 2 years ago, my friend Linda, and she and I used to be like, Bigelow, no Twinings, no Bigelow, Twinings.
That's hilarious.
And she was big on Bigelow, and I'm like, no. And I'm just gonna, I know she's not watching, but Linda, New York City, Twinings is London, honey. What do you?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So yeah, I'm really surprised. But if you'll notice in the article too, it says that they also have different brands under their umbrella, and one of them is Charleston Tea.
Oh.
From what used to be reputed as the only American tea plantation.
Wow.
And my brother bought this set for me, which I have yet to try because I didn't want to use it yet. I wanted to do it as a photo op. I'm also reading these books by Laura Childs. This is
awesome.
I think this is 3 or 4 in the series, I don't recall, but she has taken the genre of murder mystery and placed it in the hands of tea lovers, because it's all about a girl who owns a tea shop in Charleston. And they refer to the Charleston tea plantation, but I just happened today to type in because I read something like, what do you mean Alabama tea plantation? What is that? And as I sent to you in a text earlier today, there are about 20 tea plantations in the United States now. Most of them, or a good number of them, are in Hawaii. I think we need to go to Hawaii to taste that.
Interesting.
But I just found that really interesting. And I also find that very affirming that once again, tea drinking in America is really increasing. And
that's true.
Last
and that makes me think of when I went to Roanoke, Virginia recently, and we were doing we were in Charleston doing the wine tours. Was that
Charlottesville, honey? Charlottesville.
Sorry, Charlottesville. Thank you. I went from Charlottesville. We're talking about Charleston. I don't know.
I know. I have to.
So I'm glad you remembered. Yes. So Charlottesville, right?
Yes.
So when we went on the wine tours there, and they talked about how it was like just a handful of them, and like basically there's like maybe one in the 70s there, wineries, or vineyards. It's like there was maybe a few in the 80s, and then it was kind of like 90s, and then like early 2000s, all of a sudden there's like tons. Tons. So I feel like that's what that sounds like, what's happening with the tea. I
agree. I think there is, and I think that's one of the reasons that wine show, I find a strong correlation between what's happening in wines and what's happening in tea in America right now.
Yeah, and I agree.
Yes.
So they say with Bigelow that they have over 120 flavors of tea, blah, blah, blah. But what I like is that the person who is judging all this, after everything she says, despite all that, we hate to say it, but we find Bigelow tea a little lackluster. It's good, but it doesn't taste like anything special.
Okay,
so
I'm
like,
sorry, so how did
why
that make number 14?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how did it get up to 14 then? Like, I mean, whatever.
Interesting.
But I do agree with that because it's like
it could be the sustainability. Remember, they're judging more than just the flavor, so it could be that. Yes.
Like their Earl Grey, I usually drink because it's at restaurants or in offices. When I worked in the office, you know, Earl Grey's fine, but like, I don't know, nothing else. I'm just not a fan of.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, so 13 is Good Earth tea. Have you heard of this one?
I have not heard of this one.
I haven't either.
No, it says they've got sweet and spicy, including vanilla chai, caramel chai, chamomile, pomegranate mango, matcha, green, peppermint. It carries a line of Ayurveda teas as well as a line of sensorial blends. Pass. That sounds right. It was founded in 1972 in California.
Okay. They say, in terms of flavor, not all its blends are top notch. Because we find its tea to be rather hit or miss, we've moved Good Earth to the bottom half of our list.
Interesting.
So, yeah, but why are they like still in the middle?
Go to the paragraph right above it. This highlights how Good Earth is not only focused on environmental issues, but also issues of fair employment. So it's the company as a whole.
The company is good.
Ethical, the business ethics over
their
flavor.
Product, their product is not great.
Yes.
Okay.
Mighty Leaf I've heard of. I don't know that I've ever had it.
I don't know if I
belongs to Pete's Coffee.
Okay. Let's see. Anything special about this? What are they?
That they offer a subscription. You know, I can throw whistling tea kettle into this mix if they really are looking for something like that. And lots of places offer things like that. You offer things like that.
I know. Well, I was gonna. I do say I like to see what their final word is on it. And it says, "If you're in a pinch, Mighty Leaf tea will do, but it's not one of our favorites."
Again. So this is a list about tea. The primary reason for tea is for flavor and enjoyment.
Right.
It's not about, okay.
Yeah, I know. It's like, at least I guess they warned us at the beginning and that you read at the beginning, because I didn't realize that, we were also judging it on its like ethical and environmental things.
Yes.
So 11 is Numi organic tea. I've not heard of Numi.
Brother and Sister Company, 1999. I don't see.
Interesting. So the name Numi comes from a steeped, dry lime drink they used to drink as kids in Iraq. It's a brother and sister business. Yeah. Let's see.
Read the last sentence again, though. But its tea is just okay.
Oh, where it says, okay. So Numi lands near middle. Okay. Oh, number 10.
Teavana.
Teavana.
Interesting. So Teavana, as we mentioned earlier, is a Starbucks company. They used to have the franchise of Teavana's and they closed. It was not, it just did not do well. And
here it says, the shopping malls, they had tasty tea samples in front to lure you inside. So that's what it was. They were just trying to get you in. Yeah.
And but I can tell you, I guess maybe their most popular flavors, I will give them this. They have Earl Grey cream is one of their populars, but you can go to Walmart and find it. If the Walmart has a grocery store element, you will find it on their shelves. You will find
like the Teavana brand?
The Teavana brand, exactly like what you're seeing here in this picture, but with this one is spiced apple cider, but I've seen it in different.
I see.
You will find that on the shelves at possibly at Target, but I know I've seen it at Walmart. So
okay.
Getting down to number 9, Honest Tea. Who has not heard of Honest Tea?
Yeah, I've heard of it. And I'm like, why do we have a bottled iced tea in here?
So this is not an Amy and Nancy kind of list. This is not
basically, we're tearing this list apart with take it with a big grain of salt.
yes. So this is, so they're including iced tea. And honey, I'm from the South and I love my sweet tea. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But when I start ranking teas, I'm not ranking iced teas. I'm always ranking, you know, the loose leaf blends and traditional. What am I putting in this?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so you see these in your grocery stores. It says the brand offers unsweetened varieties and varieties that are just a tad sweet, and I will give you that. Some of these are so really sweet, I can't do them.
Oh wow, okay.
But it says a cozy mug of hot brew on a winter day appeals in a certain way that an iced tea can't. Amen to that, sister.
So yeah, so they basically are just saying like, yeah, giving them props for having tea that has good ethics.
Yes, again, yes, because they're honest tea, sure.
So,
stash tea.
Yeah, what I've never heard of stash tea.
I think I have. I think I saw it somewhere, but I've certainly never tried it. Coming out of Oregon. It says, considered among the most flavorful, fragrant, and potent mint in the world. So they are known for their mint leaves.
Okay.
Yes. So, yeah.
I am not a huge mint person. I do like it when it's like mixed with like a chocolate mint black tea. Like I've had things like that. That's good.
Yes.
But what's interesting, so I'm doing wedding favors for Coach Sherry. I think I talked about her a lot, right? Yeah. So she's getting married, and they're getting married back in Jamaica, where she's from. And I'm doing little wedding favors for her. And so I was looking up tea that's popular in Jamaica, and peppermint tea is one of them, like just straight up peppermint tea. Yeah. So I'm like, so it's definitely like a regional thing, and a lot of people I know like to drink it because it's good for your digestion and stuff. But for me, yeah, I'm like, I want black tea for the most part. Yeah. And I want put mint in it. That's fine.
Now I might like mint in an iced tea, but because to me mint is cooling, and I don't want that in my hot tea. I'm looking at this. It says, we love when a brand has a strong mission statement that we can get behind. The flavors are extensive, including Christmas in Paris and decaf chocolate hazelnut. Because of its good tasting flavors, we've placed stash near the top half of our list. So I've never tried this.
Okay, so maybe they're fine. We won't tear them apart.
Yes.
And then they have Twinings down at 7.
Twinings. You got to have Twinings. If you don't have Twinings, you lose all validation. Just saying.
Right. Which I will say, considering it's such an old, company, the fact that they get to be at least high up on the list ethically and environmentally, that's good. Because I would be surprised if it's like some of the older ones are like, screw that.
Yes, precisely. Yeah, 1706. And it's either the longest running, it's the oldest brand of any product, or it's the oldest tea brand, recognizable tea brand. I have to go back and remember that, but that was something, the oldest brand on the best teas list. So I know it's the old, but something about their logo too. Okay. Thomas Twinings began selling as teas, exporting to America in 1749. We know that they offer a lot of tea varieties. If you go to London, you will find even more varieties up on their shelves. It's amazing. All these berry flavors and herbal flavors. They have expanded here in the United States too.
Yeah, if you are in the Orlando area, like myself, if you go to Epcot and to England, they have a tea shop in England that definitely always has more than just the regular flavors of the store, and they also have seasonal ones. So like that's where you can usually find your pumpkin chai or your Christmas spice. Although I did find pumpkin chai outside of Epcot last year. So
you're saying it's Twinings tea that's in there?
Yes, it's Twinings. Like the whole shop is called Twinings. It's a Twinings tea shop.
That makes sense. Now, my friend Linda, whom I mentioned earlier, who prefers Bigelow over, she and I first started having a conversation. It was over Downton Abbey, and we realized, we're both tea drinkers. We love Downton Abbey and whatnot. And I said, Twinings. She said, no, it's Bigelow. She says, I do have to tell you though. She says, we went to Epcot last year. This was a good 5-6 years ago. No, longer than that. And she said, and I got to meet the 7th Earl of Twinings. And I just I can't talk to you anymore. I just really can't talk to you anymore. So in Epcot, for those who don't know, the different countries in Epcot are actually sponsored by those countries. So they give money to things like that. So Twinings is obviously paid to be there, and that's why they're allowed to promote their teas. And that's why Mr. Earl of Twinings gets to go over there. And
That's so funny.
yeah, you should look down, see if he's coming back.
I know. I was like, what a bizarre thing. I'll have to look.
But don't tell him you put sugar in your tea, because he's the one who says that it mutes your palate and it should never be in tea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's British. Like, talk to his own people first.
All right, yogi tea. The box looks familiar, so I know I've seen this before.
I know I've had it. If anyone happens to be watching that has given me packs of these before, I apologize. But yes, I've had people that when they find out I'm a tea drinker, they're like, oh my God, I drink this one all the time. I've got to bring you. It's so good. And it's fine, but like they are essentially, let's see, what does it say? Like, you know, they name them things like perfect energy and positive energy and like whatever.
Right.
That it's like the perfect energy is just a raspberry one, and like positive energy is like tangerine. So I'm like, what's the difference between positive energy and perfect energy?
Yeah, precisely.
And
so how do you get that?
Yeah.
It's a little too I don't want to be insulting to anybody. Hippy dippy, touchy feely, something.
Yeah, or I feel like I'm kind of like, you don't really, I don't know, that doesn't really translate great in tea, but apparently there is a market for it, because I know people who I guess are more hippy dippy and they go straight for that. They like their marketing.
Yeah, well, and the popularity of herbal teas and tisanes, you know, have taken off, and I think there is a huge market for that. So yeah, so it says you won't be disappointed with yogi tea. I think Yogi Bear. So it's just
that's funny.
Harney and Sons. I love seeing this on the list. I love Harney and Sons, and I love their blends and their ties to England as well. I love what they put out.
Yes, they are good. Oh, interesting. They've debuted a line of CBD teas. Interesting.
Explain that, please.
CBD, it's like, you know, everybody talking about like the CBD oils and like it's like the cannabinoid, whatever. I can't ever say it, but it's basically from the cannabis plant.
Okay,
gotcha. So, yeah, but it doesn't have the THC in it, which is the, you know,
the narcotic part of it, or
or like the psychoactive, whatever. I don't know what the word is, but yeah, it does not get you high. It just does like kind of the calming, relaxing effect without being
the medicinal sort of side to it.
Right,
yes,
without being out of it. Yeah.
Very good.
So celestial seasonings, I got an issue with.
I have a huge issue with that. I'm gonna let you start.
Well, it's just that I've had it before, and it just seems, I don't know, I'll just call it basic. It's just like, like,
this, to me, it's cheap and produced for the masses. It's not quality. It's there is a movie out there, and I can't think of it. It was Jennifer Garner and somebody else, and one of her roommates. He wrote the poems or whatever for Celestial Teas in this movie. That's what it was a fictional character and stuff. So to me, there's a huge cheese factor in this. And I don't know. To me, can I say this? I don't think it's real tea. It's, you know.
The ones they show are like herbal tea. So that's the other issue, I guess, is that like, when you and I say herbal tea, we know it's not actually tea. But so it's like other people like these herbal drinks. It's like, yeah, but it's not tea leaves. So they think like, oh, I like all tea. And it's like, no, you don't.
Right. Right.
It's not the same.
Yeah, I love when somebody says there's a big difference between when you and I say something like, I really like Darjeeling. I think that's a great tea. Or like when I say Golden Monkey is my favorite tea. Right. I do like Assam because it's a little bit sweeter. And somebody says, oh, I know, I love Celestial Seeds. What? That's not even a tea. That's not the same thing. So, and I don't mean to put anybody down. But it's not the quality. It's like going and getting I'm going to say it again, a boxed wine versus $150 bottle of wine.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. So
So then we have number 3 is Lipton.
What are you going to say about Lipton?
Well, I know what we like to say about Lipton, and then we found out it technically is British.
It is British.
Yeah.
It is British. And it's one of the earliest, one of the earlier teas.
But it's, okay, so it's founded back in 1880 by Sir Thomas Lipton, a Scottish man from New Jersey.
There's a joke there, and I can't put my thumb on it.
I know, it's like, what? So I'm like, so what is this? He's from New Jersey? Like, is he a Jersey man in Scotland, or is he a Scottish man in New Jersey?
I'm going to say he's a Scottish man because he's got the sir. And if you're
right. Okay, so he's really Scottish.
Yes.
Lived in New Jersey.
Lipton's farmers are found all over the world, from Kenya to Argentina to Sri Lanka. So there is some credibility there. And
Right.
but it has become known as an American, it just has an American branding on it now that it's funny. I have a friend, she's a flight attendant, and we were talking about teas some years back, and she said, oh, I get these little British ladies on there. I'm like, do you have any tea? And she's like, yeah, I got Lipton and Tetley. What do you want? You know?
Oh, that's great.
But it's funny because I'll go up and visit Jose's, when we go up to visit Jose's mom, and she'll pull out a Lipton bag and brew it for me. And it's delicious. Little sugar and honey.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's fine. I feel like it's just like the Brits, which the Brits also in general don't like doing all these flavorful teas that we do. So we'll admit that, but they will use, like, the Brits that move here will be like, why won't it turn black? You can, like, steep it as long as you want, or like put 2 tea bags in it, and the Lipton tea, it doesn't get black in your cup. So they're like, this isn't black tea. Like, it's not dark.
That's funny. That's funny. Which brings us to number 2.
Yes.
And lends some solidity and credibility to this list.
Correct.
And that is PG Tips. And for those who don't know, PG Tips is the #1 box bag selling brand in England. That is what most Brits go to for their daily cuppa. And it is a dark black tea. It is a strong tea.
Yes, very. Yeah, it's strong. And let's see. They say they wish the company had a little more variety for us to enjoy than its current selection, which just makes me laugh because it's like the real PG Tips drinkers. They're like, no. Like, they don't even want to try.
No,
like, teas we're trying. They're like, no, tea is PG Tips. That's
that is exactly right. The flavored teas, and that's where I go again with celestial seasonings. It's
right.
How many flavors can we come up with?
So speaking of celestial seasonings, brings us to our grand old #1, drum roll, Tazo. And I'm like, what? Tazo? There's no way.
Yeah, I quite disagree.
They must have like a great environmental and ethical presence in the industry.
It is. Can this be our favorite form of self-care?
No, it can't. Oh, that's good.
Berry hibiscus margarita. That's really a tea flavor. Not only does Tazo carry a
rose pink latte.
What's that?
There's a rose pink latte. I'm like, latte is supposed to be coffee. Since when can you call a tea latte? Yeah.
I don't know, but again, their list comes up, is based upon their eco-friendly, their social charitable foundation.
Right. They're like sourcing. So fine. But the one they even show is not a tea. It's herbal.
It's herbal.
The one in the picture. It's like, that's not a tea.
It isn't. So let's make that clear again, folks. If it does not actually have the Camellia sinensis plant in it, if I said that correctly, if it does not have that, it's not actually tea. Right. It's either, you can still call it an herbal tea. It's a tisane. Yeah. It's not really tea.
Right. If it's, really, if there's a lot of, because basically the tisane is if it's basically all fruit stuff, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I thought the difference was, between that and herbal.
And roots and stems and tree bark. And I'm not knocking it because there are medicinal and health benefits to all of those things. And I think that's great. But yeah. They are not my cup of tea. So,
yeah, this whole list is not my cup of tea.
Except for PG tips. Which if I really want to taste what I remember tea tasting like when I was scouting through London.
Right.
Give me a cup of PG tips with some milk and sugar in it. And that's what it tastes like to me. And it's delish. Right. Just so
and
good.
Of course I have to say Argo tea, I'm fine with it being on the list, but with the caveat that they do brew it like from loose leaf in the cafe. So like as far as looking at the bottled drinks that they sell in stores and stuff, I'm like, okay, I get it, that's separate.
yes I think iced tea should be judged separately. If you and I were to rank teas, they would not be based on eco-friendly, and hey, that is all good stuff. I'm not knocking any of that, but if you're actually this top 20 tea brands ranked from best to worst, I'm looking at tea. I'm thinking you're talking about taste, not about what the company offers the rest of the world.
Right. And I'm like, where's Fortnum and Mason? That tea was delicious.
Thank you.
Claire sent me.
Yes, exactly. Where is Yorkshire Gold? Where's Barry's tea?
Right.
Barry's tea is the #1 tea in Ireland. Where are some of those? But again, those are teas that are strictly black teas. They don't offer these big frou-frou flavors that we like here in America. They don't, make.
They don't call them. They don't name them after your energy.
Or a coffee, like a latte. So, yeah, I get that. Man, have we covered everything today?
Did we get through our whole list?
I think so. Now, I have to say, I was at Mount Vernon as a chaperone. I haven't been. Mount Vernon, home of George Washington. I used to live up in that area. I miss the history and all that. But there was a shelf. I put this on my Instagram page. There was a shelf of tea books, and I could not decide, but I ended up deciding. So I got Social History of Tea.
Nice.
And I started reading. I thought this would be very helpful when I'm at tea parties to talk about different customs and how things come across. The first book was actually written by a woman in England, Jane Pettigrew, but she has since teamed up with American tea writer Bruce Richardson, by the way, autographed. I never met him.
Oh my gosh,
so that they can actually incorporate how the customs of tea drinking are really taking off here in America. And it talks about when it waned after World War II and how it's making a comeback. And I still say, I think it's making a comeback because of shows like Downton Abbey, Bridgerton, and what's going up there, Sanditon, and all those other things that people.
What's this? I just saw a picture of Sanditon like the other day when I was like flipping something for Piper. What is that one?
Okay, so Jane Austen had an unfinished novel called Sanditon, and they got an expert in studying Jane Austen novels. They got him to, or he wrote it on his own. He thought he would finish the novel. And so they have made this production of Sanditon. I don't think it was meant to be any more than a season. I think if Jane Austen had written it, it would have been one season. I mean, for God's sake, Pride and Prejudice is only 6 episodes long and that's so true to the book. So, with very little left out. So I think they're just trying to capitalize on a name of Jane Austen. It is not true Austen. It's not true Austen. I'm going to leave it on that statement. It's not that I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it nearly as much as others. If we're going to go down the line of Austen's, I understand my favorite novel was Persuasion. And they have redone it. And I don't know when it's going to air. And let me also say that the new Downton Abbey movie has been sitting and waiting to come out, waiting for COVID to pass.
What are they saying? Are they saying May now for that? Or
I think it's late April, early May. So it's just weeks away, and I need to get my girlfriends together. And go. I'm gonna bring my tea.
That's great. People are like, hush down in the front. It's just like,
I know. Clang, clang. Yes. That would be me in the front row. Shut up.
Right. That's so funny. Yeah, well, that is good. Okay, so that's good because I was like, oh no, is this someone trying to do another Bridgerton? Like just because of the name, like, and because I just saw it real fast, I thought it was gonna be I mean, because Bridgerton's fine, but it's not like I'll say the more serious historical kind of ones better. Not
Yeah, like there's so many people. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, not quite so racy. Like, not that I'm opposed to that, but like when that's the only storyline.
Yes. If that's the only draw that there is to the show.
Right.
This one, like I said, it's okay. Many people have tried to capitalize on Jane Austen's name. There was a book that came out called Death Comes to Pemberley, and they put that into production. That was a masterpiece, 2 or 3 part series, but it had Matthew Good. I told you about Matthew Good. It's my favorite. Excuse me, I gotta go pick up Jackie. Sure. But so he was in that too. So everybody tries to capitalize on the name of Jane Austen, and it's usually, if I say it can be hit or miss, it's usually a miss. We have covered so much ground today. So oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. You did a good job. Good job.
We did, but it's been an hour and a half too. So.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, I was like, I know. Yeah, you have to go. And it's not like I don't have anything to do.
No, precisely. So many things to do and not enough hours in the day, and there's no amount of caffeine that will get me through it.
Right. But you just do the best you can.
We do the best we can. Most of my
brilliant just remind yourself when you're going to sleep, remind yourself of all the things you got done that day, not all the things you didn't get done.
But then it goes into what do I need to do tomorrow, and then I can't sleep. So that's where Advil PM comes in. So anyway, I've enjoyed this thoroughly, as I always do. Thank you so much. We'll drum up more things to talk about. I'm going to find some wonderful things in this book of social history of tea to send you. In the meantime, you need to put a posting out there about how your plants love to drink tea.
Okay, I'll do it. All
right, Amy, you take care. Good luck with everything.
Bye. Cheers, everyone.